What's up, LC heads? It is slow motion up in this mosque today, right? Well, for the next couple of days, we're just finishing an event. Everyone's just grinding whatever shards they need. So I figured this would be a good time to actually talk about my favorite healers in this game. I know, right? Those healers are just flashing in your brain right now. Like, yeah, there's this healer, there's that healer. So you can go ahead and try to guess who my favorite healers are, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like healers. So my healers are going to be makeshift healers. Let's just get that straight. So I'm sure you guys can probably guess one or two of them if you've been watching. I guarantee you're not going to be able to guess the third one. I don't think you are. So, you can leave a comment, take your guess right now as to who the odd man out healer is going to be. But let's just kind of start going through them. First of all, I have to, the date and time changed. I have to give props to my favorite healer, my main healer, the one I actually use as a healer right now, and probably the most built healer I have in Last Cloudia. And it should be no surprise, it's Ruto. So Ruto is not really a healer, right? But he can act as one. He can act as one, and on top of that, he can aggro really nasty situations with his S2. And with Ruto as your main healing force, you don't have to worry about him dying. Another thing I really like about Ruto is his ability to use name giving without really putting himself in danger. Ruto can lose half of his health and not worry about being one-shotted. So he's really good at throwing out name giving and then God healing himself, name giving again, and now everybody has 20% to all their stats, right? And then he can just heal and support. His damage isn't there. I really don't care about that. But his special heals him and also makes him invincible for a little bit. So this is what I like about Ruto. Miracle Fluid, right? Boss throws up a nasty ass threshold and you're like, you know what? I'll use my special and I'll be invincible. I'll make it through your threshold and I'll Miracle Fluid one of my teammates back to life. I'll God heal them, right? And work my way over to the other one and then maybe reapply that name giving buff. Right? The thing is, this is going to be a strain on his MP. He doesn't have any healing built into his kit, so he's going to have to dig deep for a God heal every single time he throws name giving and takes half of his health and damage. Other than that, though, very interesting, very different kind of healer if you actually set him up like a healer. So for my account, it's definitely Ruto number one for now. And I just think he's cool. He is Theria's little brother. I almost said little sister. He is Theria's little sister, so of course he's going to have some healing ability. And we did just get an arc that has Keen Eye. Not eyes, just one eye, right? Keen Eye is going to heal everybody. And it's going to recover their SCT. So it's going to give everybody, it's going to charge everybody's kit, and it's going to AoE heal them. It's absolutely terrifying when it's used right. I almost feel bad for the boss. So that is something that is awesome for Ruto. I think for him it's worth it because he doesn't really have any other AoE healing unless you're paying SC for it. And yeah, it's like 10, 11 SC or whatever, but for someone like Ruto, not only is that giving him an AoE heal, but now he's feeding everybody's kit and making your team way more dangerous. Your other two heroes are going to be able to throw more of their kit and just do way more damage because this guy's going to be charging them up while healing them. The only problem is MP. This guy needs to be able to get his MP back. So I'm always working on fun little builds for that. He doesn't do that great with Goddess Kiss. Why? Well, because his attack is like some basic bitch shit. And if you're and it's never going to do a lot of damage, especially if he's spec'd for healing. It's never going to do a ton of damage. So you're gonna be getting some MP back here and there from his basic attack. Now this does become useful when there's a ton of mobs and he uses his S2 and they all run to him. Then his basic attack can hit like 4 or 5 mobs at the same time, and then, you know, he can get 10 MP back from this guy, from that guy. It starts to add up when he's actually fighting a substantial amount of enemies that he can proc some MP steal from his basic attack. That's if, obviously, he's running around with Goddess Kiss. So to me, it's not enough for him. I still have to put like some magic circles on him, so he's getting just a couple MP here and there, right? And that's pretty much his downfall, is he's going to run out of MP, right? It is slightly expensive for him to name giving and God heal. So I'm hoping Keen Eye actually saves him some MP, right? Because I think Keen Eye, it's going to heal everybody, you know, for just about the same MP that you would throw 3 God heals up with. Each God heals like 20 something MP. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with that, but you know, I'm getting the added bonus of the SCT recovery that he's giving to everybody with Keen Eye. So that's going to be in the works for sure, but definitely have to mention one of the more difficult parts of this character, and that is the MP. So I'm always looking for like some armor and stuff to give him more MP if I can. Right now he just has the golden armor on, just because I just wanted to give him some decent stats. He's rocking the Calamitous, and you know, it's a dark element weapon, right? Why are we why are we rocking it? Because when guard is equipped, plus 3% guard rate. When automatic guard activates, minus 5% damage. So I want him to stay alive, not do damage. This is what we need for counter builds. When counter is equipped, plus 3% to counter rate. And when countering, damage plus 5%. This is what we need. And this is only a 4-star item. Like, this is only a 4-star item, but it actually does something good for guard and, you know, for the damage that you take. I don't understand why we can't have a 4 or 5-star item for Violet that actually increases counter chance. Instead, she has to rock a 3 or 4-star accessory, which is doing nothing. There's no stats. All it's doing is increasing her counter a little bit, and that makes it feasible to actually see some counters go off here and there. Not to get sidetracked, but this is just what mine's looking like, right? And I pretty much just leave him this way. I have to add that Keen Eye ability to him. But here is my main healer, right? So can anybody guess who number 2 is? And it was, you know, it was kind of a toss-up. It was kind of a toss-up for number 2. Number 2 is an up-and-coming star that we just pulled, and he is a cat. Cat's out of the bag, folks. Obviously, this little Mofk, there he is. This little Mofk, Morgana. This is going to be one of my favorite healers for sure because, well, the last character we looked at is a tanky healer. He's going to be really good at surviving, maybe bringing some people back. He's going to lack MP. Morgana here actually has a heal ability built into her abilities. His abilities, its abilities. I get it. It's a cat. We don't know if it's been neutered or not. So the S2 is, I'll heal you. He will heal you. So he has that built into his kit. Its kit. Morgana is also super potent with damage. Just the Earth Attack Rise 1, Earth Attack Rise 2, Earth Critical Rise, Wind Amp, Earth Mega Drive. Great crit in the kit. I've heard people talking about like this character going up to like over a 90% crit. So he's going to crit all the time. And on top of that, more damage cap for crits with this character. And if you got a 90% crit or even close to it, that just means more damage cap all the freaking time. right? Keen Eye is another thing I'm going to be putting on this guy, just so he, she, it can throw that up and feed everybody's kit and have an AoE heal in here, because Morgana does come with God Heal, Cure All, and High Resurrection. So at least I don't have to put Miracle Fluid here. And I think High Resurrection brings you back with half of your health. So it's harder to get put back into the dirt. You at least have half of your health when you get back up, which is important, because when you're resurrecting somebody and there's some kind of AoE going off, you need them to hold on until you can, well, God heal them or use your S2 to heal the party, whatever the case may be. Morgana is awesome because you still have that large pool of damage to access with Morgana. Like, once you are done dropping your skill kit for your primary attacker, your other attacker, whatever you're running, and you're just kind of running out of kits to throw, you can tap over to Morgana and Morgana has a couple of S3s to throw. Tons of damage, drop those S1s, and then just go back to healing, right? And by then, your other heroes should have some of their abilities charged, especially if you're throwing Keen Eye, right? Also, Treacherous Intent. It's one of my favorite things to do when making a makeshift healer, is to make sure that there's multiple roles being executed here, right? My healer's not just there to heal, which is why I like Ruto, because he's not there just to heal. He's also there to not die, to carry the party, to stay alive, because he is a tank character at base, right? Well, this guy is a damage character at base and healer. So I just think that's cool. I just think that's nifty, right? And Treacherous Intent, just equipping this healer to your party, is going to give you an amazing custom break to throw at a boss. Now, you can make this character however you want. You can balance the potency of his damage, its damage, with support skills and abilities. Because here's the thing. It already comes with all of the Earth Drive and Earth Attack Rise and Earth Critical Rise. You can add Earth Attack Rise 1 on him for some SC if you want, to try to get some more damage. Or you could use all that SC for support abilities like Keen Eye. So he has an AoE heal that feeds everybody's kit. And MP, right? The cat's going to have more MP than Ruto. And Ruto's obviously going to have a hell of a lot more survivability. Right, but should be no surprise to anybody that Morgana made it on this list. And obviously, you already know I'm not going to talk about any mainstream healers, because that's just too damn easy, right? I want something that heals but also does something else, and that's just me, and that's why I love the cat. Be working on the cat for sure, right? So then we get to Numero Tres. And anybody guess who I would actually nominate for a healer build? And there's a couple characters that come up where you're like, yeah, you know what? That would be a nasty heal combo, because like I said, I want the healer doing something other than just healing, right? So, any guess? Any guess? Take a guess right now, because we're about to talk about him. M. Could be a guy, could be a girl, could be an it, could be a thing, could be a machine. Yes, it's A2. Obviously, I've converted my A2 to heal people and smack people with the claymore. No, it's Jen. Asagiri. This guy. And I know some of you were like, Dr. Stone? Is he going to say Dr. Stone? Dr. Stone is too much of a healer. He's too much of a base healer. I mean, my opinion with Dr. Stone is, yeah, okay, he is a good healer. He really is a good healer. Because he kind of is already stuck in one of these builds that I'm trying to make. Okay, Dr. Stone can not only heal, he's also going to be able to throw science magic and get some damage off with the magic, right? But I would still prefer turning Jen here into a healer. Why? Because John is one of the best breakers in the game. Like, he's going to throw so many effing breaks at the enemy. You can just go through and do that with him and then switch over to healing mode. And then whatever you're fighting is going to be at such a huge fucking disadvantage. It's going to have broken stats. It's going to have broken this, broken that, right? And he does have also some ailment here. S1 can inflict curse. The S2, give all allies an effect that restores SCT 5 seconds after a set time. So he is, instead of healing somebody with an S2 like the cat does, he is charging up their kit. So just drop that S2 all the time to fully pump up your other characters so they can start dropping their kits left and right. The S3, chance to give physical damage, 20% effect to enemies. That's pretty freaking awesome, man. That's 20% more damage debuff on top of having your strength broken, having your defense broken, having your mind broken, like doing less damage, taking more damage. It's just a whole freaking rigmarole of breaks, and to add something like that on top of it, not to mention extremely bad chemicals, I think it's what it's called. Jen here can also lower elemental resistances. So if you stick to just breaking, which is what this guy really wants to do, and then tack on a heal kit to him, you start the fight, you throw all the breaks, and then you just worry about healing once in a while. You leave this guy alone until you see the breaks start to wear off. It's really easy to apply the breaks. He is technically a sorcerer, so he's going to have some decent MP. Like, this guy's not built at all. He's got 446 base MP here. Lots of that MP could be used for healing, right? So I would suggest, obviously, putting Keen Eye on him. That's just going to be something that's going to be going on all healers, right? And between this guy's ability to throw an S2 that pumps up everybody's kit by 5 seconds of SCT at a time, and him throwing an AoE heal that's also cranking out people's their SCT, right? And he's going to be charging everyone's kit. He's going to be breaking everybody's stats, everybody's resistance, making everybody weak as hell. And then, yes, he can throw some God heals. He's going to have the MP to do that, right? What is the downside, though? We do have to talk about that. Well, this isn't a very tanky character, which, it's something that you have to work on. But typically, as I say, our healers aren't typically the most tanky characters in the world. They kind of can be, though, when they can ignore some damage with the right arc, and they can auto-revive themselves, right? I've heard of people building Therias and Seras to the point where they are freaking damn near invincible. It takes so long to kill them. They can't do any damage. They can't really do shit else, but they will sit there and survive. And the reason that's so important is because, well, if they're surviving, they can resurrect the party back. And then you have to kill the party all over again, with the support that they're getting for that healer. Then you have to pin that healer down, and it takes a while. So I've seen these builds for healers. They are impressive, where you're beating the shit out of Theria, and she just has a shield that goes up. She's healing herself in between. You really got to let some of these healers work through their 1,000 MP pool and run out of MP before you can finally slay them. Now, we are talking about healers built to the absolute effing max, right? And they're not doing anything other than healing and surviving. Well, Gen here will break the shit out of everything, feed your SCT, and heal. He's not going to be able to do this whole, well, you can't kill me thing. So that is kind of like the one weakness to Gen. He is kind of squishy. Morgana can be kind of squishy too, but these are things that can be augmented with arcs that give us shields, that just give us some invulnerability time, flinch resistance so that you can throw up spells and heal yourself between enemy attacks that are trying to interrupt you, right? But just in IMO, these are what make fun healer builds for me. And this is just personal me. This is all just IMO. I'm not saying that these are the best healers in the game. Nobody knew about it, and you guys need to start building them because I say so. Like, no. I'm talking about just personally what's fun for me. And I'm sure I've missed some stuff. Please leave me a comment. Let me know who your favorite makeshift healer is. Or if there's a character I really need to consider. Now, I haven't started working on Gen here. I was working on him on my old account. And then we switched accounts, and I just kind of never went back to him because, well, I started working on Ruto and stuff like that. But obviously, Gen can name giving people too. So, I mean, anybody can do that, give them 10% to all their stats without taking up the arc that adds another 5 or 10% or whatever it is. He can name giving people and then heal himself. He's going to have a harder time getting away with it because he doesn't have that many hit points. And once you sacrifice half your health to name giving somebody, you can get one-shotted then. Right? Especially if you're Gen. Ruto doesn't have to worry about it. Gen has to worry about it. But it's still doable. Right? And if you pull that off, then you get all the crazy-ass breaks to throw. Gen's a lot harder to kill when he has you fully broken. Like when you got minus 20% damage, minus 20% strength, minus 20 to all of your stats, right? Minus 10% to all of your resistances because of extremely bad chemicals. And then weaken on top of that. He's going to throw weaken, so you're going to have like minus 20% to everything, right? When it's all said and done, he's a little bit harder to kill because you're so broken and you're so weak. So I think that's what makes him cool, right? I should probably work on this guy a little bit. Some of the community was not too happy when he didn't get upgraded the way that some of the community thought he should have been upgraded. But honestly, I think it's because he's such a strong and solid character already. I see him being taken to a lot of the difficult boss fights because of his breaking ability. So buffing him that much more, just wouldn't have made sense because he was already sitting at a pretty high ranking in the meta for a while there just because of just how bad he can break a bitch down. Like, that's all there is to it. But I guarantee you most people wouldn't have thought that Gen here would have been on this list. So that is my number 3. Haven't worked on him in a while. It is what it is. So those are some of my favorite makeshift healers in the game. Like I said, leave me a comment if I missed one, or if you have some kind of awesome fancy build for a makeshift healer. Let me know, folks. And other than that, enjoy the grind. Have an awesome day. Right, we have 3 days to kill, and then we'll find out some more about some new characters coming. Honestly, I kind of need a break at this point. Like, if anything, just let me work on these collab heroes. Hopefully the next hero they drop will be a non-limited hero. Gramps was non-limited, and I could have passed up on him, but I always got to check out the farming characters. And I only had to do a couple pulls for Gramps to come down. But personally, I always like to check the farming characters because, farming's a big deal in this game, getting the resources that we need for all these heroes. So yeah, that's where I stand right now, and I will talk to you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.